How many of you happen to smoke or at least know somebody who does? I had a friend once in high school and he used to smoke. He played basketball with me. It got to the point where he could barely play for 30 minutes without having to take a rest or without coughing himself to death almost. I sort of started to distance myself away from him because every time he smoked, like he'd tend to do it a lot near me sometimes because, he'd feel comfortable doing it with his friends. And I just hated the secondhand smoke. It would put me into a coughing fit. And he always smelled like smoke, too. So later on, I learned from a social media site that he actually developed lung cancer. You see, this is a very big problem. Smoking can harm not only yourself, though, it can harm everyone else. And children, especially 18-year-olds, do not need to have their hands on cigarettes because they could develop a addiction early. And this addiction could lead to an overall shorter lifespan. And even then, they could possibly try to give the little cigarettes that they buy to their friends who are younger than them. And that definitely doesn't need to happen because even younger people than an 18-year-old, they would have a sort of slightly worse immune system, and they could perhaps develop cancer even earlier. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get people to raise the smoking age to 21 instead of 18. This will allow less and less high school seniors to be able to get their hands on cigarettes. And due to this, my bad, the younger children that also are around the same grade, the juniors, the sophomores, the freshmen, they won't be able to get their hands on the cigarettes either. And it'll also help the seniors in life because they'll have the cleaner lungs, and if they do decide to end up smoking, it won't affect them quite as bad. It won't be quite as addicting. It'll still hurt them really bad, but it'll just take off a little bit. So, how this is going to work is the seniors, they won't be able to buy the cigarettes, and they'll be penalized if they are caught with them. And people will try to find a way around them, they'll try and, I don't know, maybe get an older friend to do so, or they may try to go steal the packs of cigarettes themselves. But if they do that, they're not only going to be charged for shoplifting, but they're also going to be in possession of a drug that they are not able to legally obtain yet. So that would sort of wean them away from this little thing. Now, I want you to imagine a world where there's nobody that has an urge to smoke. I want you to imagine, the air is much cleaner, everyone's a little bit friendlier, the expected lifespan and the expected lifespan is up, the risk of lung cancer is down a little. And now I want you to imagine somebody with just wrapping their fist around a heart, and they're slowly easing away, easing up their grip, and they finally let it go, and the heart starts beating healthily, happily again. That is what it would be like to stop smoking at a young age, and to just completely prevent the urge to smoke. Now, if you want to help my cause, what I need you to do is I need you to go to as many states as possible, or at least go online and sign as many petitions for states as possible to raise the smoking age to at least 21. I also want you to go through your friends, go through your family, and I want you to find anyone who happens to be smoking, and I want you to try and convince them to stop, or at least if they're sort of having a hunch about it, maybe they want to try it. I need your help to convince them that smoking is definitely not worth it. Thank you so much for your time, and I want you to remember, Never flick the bick to light a cancer stick.